I'm trying to build your concept layers up step by step. There is so many things, new concepts that you need to learn. And I'm slowly, progressively introducing you to these different things. So you're not overwhelmed by all the jargon, but you must start to learn some of this if you want to be good at site speed. One of the things you need to be aware of is something called above the fold and below the fold. Now, it's nothing to do with sheep, in the fold and out of the fold. It's nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's basically to do with what is displayed on the browser at the top and what is not displayed. Let's have a look and I'll show you what I mean. Let's go into a new website. Let's go into Crunchlets. This is a very simple site. It's under development at the moment. And as we scroll down, you see something happen. Of course, the information at the top disappears. Obvious. Well, the bit at the top, all this black, and a bit of this white is what's called above the fold. The fold is actually a screen width. Now, of course, if you're smart, you know a screen width is not definitive. It's not specific. And, of course, the browser knows that based on the size. So it's above the fold is not a specific size. It's an arbitrary size based on the browser size that somebody's using. So in this case, the browser above the fold is from here down to here. Anything that's in that area there would be classed as above the fold. That means that it needs to be displayed very fast. And when I start to scroll, and at this point now, around there, that's below the fold. So as you can see, above and below. Now, let me have a look at another website. Let's come back to GT Metrics. So you can see here at the top, these images and everything are above the fold. As I scroll down, all this information down the bottom, including this bottom footer, is below the fold. And you'll get a different idea depending on different screens, you'll get different amounts. So if I go into a different page, let's go onto the features page, you'll see that has a different above the fold. Now in this case, you'll see that this image here straddles the actual fold. As a web designer, you don't really want that to actually happen. You really want that image above the fold. So all that spacing at the top really is best to be sitting something like that. So the image is clearly above the fold. Something straddling the fold is not the best because it's not above and it's not below. But anyway, we're not going into too much details about that. But as you can see, that's basically from here to here is above the fold, and then all this information down here is below the fold. So that gives you a good idea about above the fold and below the fold and how it's an arbitrary amount. But basically, whatever you look at on a browser page, whatever you can see at the top is above the fold. When you can't see it, it's below the fold.